Hello, you guys, and welcome back to the Wedding Buzz. My name is Sydney Whidden. I am your host. If you guys are watching on YouTube and if you've been following along, you will notice a couple different things here. One, I'm by myself. I don't have a guest. I have had a guest on every episode except for my very first one, which was truly just an introduction. And I felt so weird and nervous on that first episode. So good news, I'm getting more comfortable with this podcasting thing. The second thing that you are going to notice if you're watching on YouTube, and if you normally watch me on YouTube, is that my background is different. I am not in the studio today. Don't worry, I will be going back to the studio. My schedule was just super hectic this week, and I was trying to fit it in, and I just was like, you know what? Just record an episode at home. You know, it's fine. So I actually am, this isn't my home. This is my parents' home. I am dog sitting for them while they are away, dog sitting, house sitting. And this is my childhood home. I moved in here when I was 6 years old. So it's like honestly so nice to sometimes just come home. Like, you know, I'm home. This is like my childhood. I'm very blessed to have a great childhood. And so it's kind of nice to just be home and like dog sit my parents' dogs. I got these dogs when I was like in 8th grade. So they're my dogs. And if you hear them in the background, they're being silly. So anyway, today is a little bit different of an episode, obviously, because I am by myself and I'm not in the studio, but that's okay. I've been really wanting to do an episode by myself because on my podcast, I interview or chat with other vendors or just, you know, intelligent people who might have great advice for those who are planning a wedding or in that engaged season of life. Like I've had Sherry on, who is a realtor. I had my dad on, who, you know, is dad, has been the father of the bride, is a business guy. If you're on YouTube, again, you can look behind me, his book. So I've had some really cool guests on. I've had amazing vendors as well, like Dana, who is an amazing hairstylist, and her company will do makeup as well. Elegance & Co. Shout out to Dana. But I have been wanting to do an episode by myself because I have a business as well. You know, I don't just do the Wedding Buzz podcast. I have a company. It's called Delightful Planning, if you guys haven't heard of it. And not only have I not really talked about my own business on here, but I've made some changes to my own business. And so that's really exciting. So I thought that we could just have a chat, especially, well, I guess I'll dive right into the change. If you guys have followed along since the beginning of my Delightful Planning journey, before the podcast even, I launched an online program. It's called the Your Day program, and it walks you through every single step of the way of planning a wedding. It's only $2.99, which is much, much, much cheaper than a traditional wedding planner. It's really aimed at those who want to put in the work, want to have a really nice wedding, but don't want to pay for a wedding planner or just can't afford to pay for a wedding planner. I totally respect that there are people who just can't afford to pay a wedding planner. And so this program will walk you through the entire process. And it's basically like you have a wedding planner at home sitting on the couch with you, and you can play it and pause it at your own timing. But with that said, I've recently been going to a lot more like networking events in the wedding world with other wedding vendors. And I started noticing that when people are like, oh, do you plan? Or at wedding expos, when people would be like, can you come to my wedding? And I was like, I'm not offering that right now. I was getting kind of sad. I was like, I wish I could. And then I started thinking, why not? You know, like I used to work in the wedding planning space, and my business specifically was started with the online space and the virtual planning. But I guess here's my announcement. I kind of teased it in the last episode with Chris, but I am offering wedding planning. So if you are in South Florida, or truly anywhere, but I am in South Florida. If you're far away, there might be travel fees included. But yeah, if you're in South Florida, I would absolutely love to plan your wedding. Be there the day of your wedding. I have 3 packages: day of coordination, which is truly more like month of coordination; partial planning, which is, you got this, but you also want some help; and then the full service planning, which is where you really want me to be there with you through the entire process. And the full service planning is not like, it's not that you can't do it by yourself. It's just truly that you really want a wingman through everything. I understand that life is busy, life is chaotic. It does not stop just because you're planning a wedding. My dog really is choosing right now. I don't know if this microphone's picking him up, but I think he has dementia. And I don't mean that as a joke. My grandparents are struggling with Alzheimer's and dementia, and it really is no joke. But my dog is 13, and he has started this routine of pacing around the house, panting, and then digging, like he's digging in the carpet right now. And I don't quite know where he's digging to. So anyway, if you have a fix for doggy dementia, but my sister is a veterinarian, and she hasn't given me any suggestions, or my parents' real suggestions for this. So anyway, aside from the dog, back to wedding planning. I am offering wedding planning. I'm super excited. Like I said, I had the 3 packages. I think I was saying that the full service planning, it's not that you're not capable of planning a wedding or not good at it. It's just you really want me to be on board through the entire journey. Have more meetings with me, have me present for more of it. That's what the full service package is compared to the partial planning. I do have details on my website, delightfulplanning.com, so you can really see. I have a full breakdown of how many meetings you get in the different packages, how many hours I'll be there, whether there's an assistant included, etc. So check it out on delightfulplanning.com if you're interested in wedding planning. So that is a big announcement, and I'm super excited. I've been working with some brides and grooms, but mainly brides. And it's just so fun. I get to, put my creativity and my business skills and organization skills all together. And yeah, I kind of was getting sad, and by not offering the traditional wedding planning. And I was focusing more on the online program. The online program is still available. It is still live and on the website. Again, if you don't have thousands of dollars to spend on traditional planning, check out the Your Day program, because it really is going to get you to an organized and beautiful wedding day on a budget. But if you're like, I don't have time to listen to this program and go through all the modules and all of that, if you're like, I do not have time for this, I will spend the money to have a planner, then I would absolutely be elated to help you out. So I hope that we can work together. I am starting to schedule some weddings in 2024 for next year already, which is so exciting. So definitely contact me. Again, delightfulplanning.com. My email is sydney@delightfulplanning.com. And I can't wait to, hopefully get started on planning your wedding day. The other exciting offering that I have added recently is content creation. And I don't know if you guys have necessarily heard of it. It's kind of a newer thing. You guys, if you're watching me on YouTube, you see that I'm distracted right now because the other dog just came in. I think he wants dinner. It is 7:00. Maybe I'm a bad dog sitter. This isn't going to be a long episode, okay? He'll get dinner in a moment. But now I lost my train of thought. Yoshi. He's so mad. Okay, anyway, so I am offering content creation. So what content creation is Yoshi. You guys. Okay. I don't like to pause episodes, but I might have to. Okay, you guys, I'm so sorry about that. We are back. Dogs have been fed dinner. Like I said, this is a weird episode. I'm home. I'm not in the studio. I am now reminded why I go to a studio to record, because trying to record at home is really hard. There's always a distraction. One of the dogs is still here. Anyway, okay. Content creation. This is what I was talking about. Content creation. It is a new thing. It is definitely a new trend, but it is a trend that has skyrocketed so quickly. And I personally love it. I think that it might be a little controversial depending on who you talk to. People either like get it or they don't get it. But let's dive into what content creation is. So content creation is where I will go to your wedding and take behind the scenes photos and videos with my iPhone. And there's a few different benefits to this. One, more photos and videos if you're into that. I will be there to capture even more moments that your photographer and videographer might be missing. Not that they're doing a bad job, but there's only so much that they can do. They have to get, traditionally they're getting the bridesmaids, and then they're getting the groomsmen, and then they're getting pictures of the ceremony space set up before the guests get there, and then the cocktail space, and then the reception space. But they also want to be getting the reception space while it's all set up and beautiful before all the guests go in there. But they also want to be getting pictures of all your guests at the cocktail hour. And so it's really a lot for them. And now professionals are professionals. They know what they're doing. They get it done. But if you just want more photos and videos, and if you maybe want some of the behind the scenes moments of where your photographer or videographer might be in my shot, where I'm truly showing like the behind the scenes of what is happening on your wedding day, or some of the silly moments, little videos of you laughing with your bridesmaids, or you and your spouse, just not posing for the formal photos, but just kind of being silly and cutesy together and partying. And that's truly what it is. It's just more behind the scenes photos. Think about any moment on your wedding day where you might want to hand a phone to a bridesmaid or your sister or your mom and say, like, take a picture of this. That's what I am there for, because chances are you don't have your phone. Chances are your bridesmaids don't have their phone. And so that's true. I'm sure that you can imagine that even if you have your photographer there, you might be like, oh my gosh, let's grab this. Let's take this selfie. Let's blah, blah, blah. And so that's why I'm there to help you capture all of those moments that you want. The other part about this is that if you are a social media queen or a social media king, if you like your Instagram reels and your TikToks, you will notice that they are vertical form content. So they go up and down. The formal wedding video is going to be horizontal, which is normal, which is good. That's how, think about the shape of like a computer screen, a laptop screen, or a TV. You want your video to show up beautifully on a big screen, which is what your videographer is for. But if you are into TikTok, Instagram Reels, trying to take that horizontal video and put it into a TikTok or an Instagram is going to end up really, really tiny and with a lot of black space on the top and the bottom. And sometimes the shot, you want everything that's in the shot to be in the video, but if you crop it to be vertical, like I think it's like a 9:16, you're going to be cropping out half your video, and that kind of stinks as well. Or sometimes it ends up like too zoomed in on whatever's in the center of that horizontal video. And so that's another reason to hire a content creator if you are looking for Instagram Reels and TikToks, which is so popular today, that I shoot on an iPhone. And so it's vertical form content, and you can easily put your clips into your TikToks, your Reels, as you normally would with anything that's taken on an iPhone. The third really beneficial part of content creation is that the worst part about like photos and videos at your wedding is waiting afterwards. And it's not the photographer or the videographer's fault, because they are promising you beautifully edited, colored images And that takes a lot of time. With the content creation, I'm going to send you all of the photos within 2 days of your wedding. I'm not editing them, coloring them, which means you can do whatever you want with them. If you want to edit them, filter them, this, that, they're your photos. So you get to, one, enjoy them just 2 days after the wedding. And two, you get to do whatever you want with them. You can crop them. You can put filters on them. You can do anything you want. You can make all of your TikToks and reels and posts and anything that you want just 2 days after your wedding, which that's when you're going to be most excited to look at these pictures. I remember being at the airport the very next day and heading to our honeymoon. And I had a couple friends send me some photos that they happened to take. And I was so excited to have just a couple of photos because it's this big thing that you work up towards, and then it happens and it's a normal reaction to like want to look at it. Of course you want to look at it. So hiring a content creator is really a great option because you don't want to have to carry your phone all day. You don't want your bridesmaids, your sisters, your mom to have to carry their phone all day. But you also don't necessarily want to wait so long to get photos and videos of your wedding. So I am offering content creation services. I'd be more than happy to come to your wedding and be behind the scenes with you. Another benefit that's not on paper is that I'm also there for you. It's almost like having an assistant for the day. I'm not your official assistant or anything, but I am there to help you out. When you're trying to bustle your dress, when you're trying to, get the hair out of your face for your photos or fluff your dress, or hold it as you're walking, like it's another person there. It is really hard for your bridesmaids who are, in their dress with their hair done, their makeup done, to try to help you out. They're trying to, look pretty too. And of course, it's not their day, but it's normal for them to struggle to help you out while they're in a dress and heels and all of that. So having me come to your wedding as your content creator is just, one more person that's in your corner and able to help you out. Get all of your photos. I am not going to mind taking all the angles and different options for you. Of course, we will meet before the wedding to talk about what you're really, really looking for. If there's certain photos, certain videos that you want to get. And yeah, I'm really excited about both these offerings of wedding planning and content creation. Again, my website is delightfulplanning.com, and I cannot wait to help you guys have the best wedding day. I am located in around like West Palm Beach, Florida. So if you are in the, Palm Beach, West Palm Beach, Boca Raton area, that's really where I am located. But I definitely can go down into like Broward, Fort Lauderdale, possibly Miami, or a little bit farther north. Let's talk. I'm a very reasonable person. I'm happy to try to make things work. So yeah, let's plan your wedding, and let's have, you know what? My book is sitting here. Your Day, Your Way. I'm really passionate about this. I don't even think I talk about my own book on the podcast very often. So I do have a book. It's called Your Day, Your Way. It is an Amazon bestseller. And I would love for you guys to check it out. It's kind of my high-level overview of what to expect in this wedding planning world, and why planning is so important, and why if you plan really well that you will have a better and more organized day. So anyway, that's kind of about it, you guys. I just wanted to introduce you to my business, Delightful Planning, my new wedding planning options, my content creation options. If you have any questions, please reach out. Again, my website is delightfulplanning.com. My email is sydney@delightfulplanning.com. And I will see you guys next week. I do have a guest scheduled who I'm very excited about. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. If you guys are enjoying this, I would love, love, love a review. I would appreciate it. Yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.